They say that the military marches on its stomach, so it stands to reason the quality of what goes into those stomachs is key when it comes to keeping our forces marching strong. It's a match made in heaven, our two largest industries, agriculture and the military, supporting each other and local farmers and communities in the process. For decades, the military and the North Carolina Department of Agriculture have worked hand in hand to support local communities, preserve farmland and forests, and sustain the military mission. It is a strong, lasting relationship that has benefited both our local communities and our fighting forces. In fact, every year, bases across the state purchase tens of millions of dollars of North Carolina agricultural products. Our farmers benefit from a steady, stable market for their produce, and our men and women in uniform benefit from the good, healthy food grown in their neighborhood, and the ability to train regularly in order to preserve and protect our military readiness.
The Marines, they're young, they're athletic, and they treat their bodies as a weapon. They really do. So this generation, more than my generation, they love to eat healthy. They want healthy choices in our stores, and they want healthy choices here at our facilities like these mess halls. The military and agriculture in particular in North Carolina, that's the two big things, especially in eastern North Carolina. Everywhere you go, you'll see a farm or something to do with the military, and the two work very well together.
It's all coordinated by the DLA.
DLA is the Defense Logistics Agency, and we oversee the contracts that provide the food to the mess halls and the dining facilities. Here in North Carolina, we work closely with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, our vendors, Food and Fuel for the Forces. We're all partnered together to get the freshest local product to our troops as possible.
Food and Fuel for the Forces, an innovative initiative designed to foster cooperation between North Carolina agribusiness, the military, local governments, developers, and environmental groups. It's the intersection where military readiness, working lands, and conservation come together.
Food for the Forces specifically means that we have to feed the Marines. Let's feed them with North Carolina products. Fuel for the Forces is designed around trying to encourage the growth of a biodiesel industry, which would add crop opportunities to farmers and new outlets for the forestry products. And together, Food and Food for the Forces looks to maximize the purchase by the military of North Carolina products from our farms and forests.
Preserving farmland is key to keeping our forces combat ready and our state's economy strong and growing. North Carolina is host to the third largest concentration of military personnel in the nation, generating $26 billion annually for our economy. Agriculture is the single largest industry in the state, generating almost $80 billion a year. So it only makes sense that the military and agricultural communities work in partnership.
I'm Curtis Smith. This is T.C. Smith Produce Farm, Seven Springs, North Carolina. We've been very, very blessed to be able to sell to the military. We take a lot of pride in selling to the military, feeding our men and women in the military. We've been able to grow more berries, more cantaloupes, more watermelons, more sweet potatoes, more greens. It's just been a vital part of our marketing strategy. They probably purchase a third of our strawberries crops every year, and it's just been a great working relationship.
Working closely with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, the Defense Logistics Agency helps make the connection between farmers like Curtis and military vendors.
Hi, I'm Steve Johnson. I'm with Foster Cabinets Food Service, a North Carolina-based company since 1902. We've been the proud holder of the prime vendor solicitation for the Department of Defense in North Carolina. We are committed to supplying fresh fruits and vegetables from our North Carolina farmers to the military bases, and work with Sodexo Food Service at Camp Lejeune to market this product in their dining halls.
That means the strawberries grown and harvested on T.C. Smith Produce Farm in Seven Springs will end up on the dinner plates of our men and women in uniform at Camp Lejeune. In fact, almost 21,000 meals are served in mess halls on base every single day. Barry Lee is the district manager for Sodexo, the company trusted with preparing and serving those meals.
Well, we have a partnership currently with the Department of Agriculture, and Food and Fuel for the Forces that we have arranged where what we do is we procure food through DLA, but through DLA we also support local farmers in the area, local communities, and we take that product, and it's pretty much a win-win situation because it not only is a sustainable endeavor in the fact that it reduces the carbon footprint, but additionally it's fresh food right from the farm, which of course, skipping all the processing, adds more vitamins and minerals and nutrition and fresh, which is brings to the table, i.e. our customers, the Marines, a much superior product, which is part of our mission here to support our customers, the Marines and the Navy and the Air Corps.
But it's not just those eating in the mess halls who benefit. The produce grown on North Carolina farms also lines the shelves of commissaries on bases across North Carolina. Our military families depend on the commissary, the on-base grocery store, to feed their families. And they demand high-quality, locally grown fruits, vegetables, and specialty foods. NPG, the Military Produce Group, purchases fruits and vegetables straight from farms all across the state and delivers them to the commissary. Military families get to know the farmers who grow their food through profiles displayed in the produce section. But it's not just North Carolina fruits and vegetables that end up in the commissary. Homegrown milk and dairy products, meats, even specialty foods are prominently displayed to make it easy for military families to find North Carolina products.
The North Carolina Department of Agriculture, especially here in our state, has been very influential, been very good about working with us. We partner with them to have a particular section, a grown North Carolina section, which they typically would not have had that opportunity if we had not elected to do this. So it gives our patrons, which are from all over the country, an opportunity to taste what's in North Carolina. The other good thing is our produce items. We tend to get a lot of locally grown produce, which that's what customers want. They're looking for that farmer's market. They're looking for that locally grown. You'll hear that all the time. Right. Everybody feels it's so much fresher, so much better for them. So for us to have locally grown produce or any kind of locally grown product, they're really appreciating, they're loving it, and that's what they're going for.
Whether it's special visits from the giant grocery cart or truckload sales and samplings of North Carolina grown specialty food products, the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Food and Fuel for the Forces are always looking for innovative new ways to strengthen the bond between our agriculture and military communities. It's all about working together to support our men and women in uniform and their families. And this unique collaboration between Food and Fuel for the Forces, the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, the Defense Logistics Agency, the Defense Commissary Agency, and our farmers is working. North Carolina farmers and food producers are finding steady, stable sources for their products. Military families have access to fresh local foods in their on-base grocery store. Our fighting men and women can maintain their combat readiness and peak physical condition by eating healthy, nutritious North Carolina-grown foods in the mess hall. And our farmlands and training grounds are preserved and protected, thereby sustaining our combat readiness and military mission. By joining forces in one common goal, our state, federal, and local agencies and their partners are doing all they can to secure our future by strengthening our agricultural base and preserving our military readiness. NC Agriculture and the military, joining forces for local prosperity, farmland preservation, and sustaining the military mission. They are partners in readiness. This video made possible by funding from North Carolina's Eastern Alliance and our military readiness partners.